So yeah, Figma, you can now make sites directly in there. I don't know what plan you have to be on. I do pay for Figma, so it is possible it's on paid plans only. I really don't know. And we're going to use this template. And then I'm going to publish this to the web, and I'll share the link to this. Let's just call it Kevin's new test site. And we're going to hit publish on here. It does take a minute to publish, but like it doesn't look bad, right? And it's kind of neat, actually. The way they did this is like you design stuff, and then you link, if I can, interaction, like is the interaction, there we go. You have like all these things that you reuse, and it tells the browser how to do it, and you can build links into things. So if we go and look in our navigation, you have these links here where you can actually like link to stuff. So like if I get into there we go. This one's actually opening a link going to like Figma something or other. So you can add links to wherever you want them to go. I think you can even make it really like that should go to the about page. There you go. You can actually like tell it what page to link to and stuff. So like it's not bad. And you do different views and then it makes it responsive somehow. So let's go see here. It looks like it's live. I'll put this in the chat so you guys can check it out too. And it doesn't look terrible. If you make it responsive, it's not the end of the world, I guess. Elements, let's just do my mobile mode. And so like, you know, it's working. It's okay for like a visual site builder. And then if you go and look at the code, like it's beyond div soup. Like this is the main heading is a span that's, I'm actually surprised it's a span to be honest, with it just a div and 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 a div. It's divs all the way down. Except, let's go look at like this piece of text. And this is something I found really interesting. Let's go to the mobile mode actually. We're gonna look at this piece of text and we have a div that the text, and look at that, it even has an area label on it. I don't know why. And then we have dynamic open G, and then the M is in a span. And every single string of text, as far as I can tell, for some reason, the last letter is in its own span. There must be a reason that they did this that I just can't figure out what it is. There has to be a reason someone would do that, right? So I'd love to know if anybody has any ideas there. The other thing that's fun here is, I guess because this is a heading, they decided that, well, it's not a heading, it's a div. So we're going to give it an area label for some reason. But the problem now is if you're using a screen reader, it will read it twice, because an area label means read this out loud, and then it reads this out loud. So I'm not sure what the idea was there. The other fun thing is if you make a link, these are just the things I found fun. But if you make a regular text link like this one, oh, it's a text link. It's actually, look at that. It's actually using the semantic A tag. What about this one here that looks like a button? No, that one's a div. So as soon as you make something that has a background color on it, it turns it into a div for some reason. Once again, oh, we have an area label on there. I didn't even notice that. And it's just a div. Can we find the link part of it? Because the link part of it is fantastic. Oh, is that one not actually click? Oh, it's all the way up here. There it is here. So it's a div with a role of link. I should make this bigger. I just realized I'm streaming. It's already pretty big, but it's a div with a role of link. So semantically, it's now become a link. They had to add the tab index on there to make it something we can focus. They have an href on there. And then they have some inline styles. And we'll get to the inline styles in a second. But the href being on here means that they're actually using JavaScript to find the href and make it go to where this link is pointing to, instead of just making this a link that it goes to. The other thing is there is like some effects on here. So like there's hover effects. But well, you'll notice it now. Like I was playing around in here trying to get these guys to work that are under my head. Let me move out of the way. I was trying to get these guys to work right here, and nothing was working, and I couldn't figure out why. And it's because, oh, their hover effects are, you can see here with this inline style, is being done with JavaScript as well. To me, this is a really big problem. Not only, like, well, first of all, there's going to be people that actually make sites with this, and they're not functional sites. Like, there's no heading on here. There's no, everything's a div. Is a div, is a div, is a div. It's insane. But then, like, beyond that, like, people will make websites with this not knowing any better and not realizing how bad it is. But to me, what strikes me as the most shocking, I guess, in a way here, is the way Figma became big. Was they're like, we're going to make a product that does something better than the competition. And they basically did that, right? Like we had other ones before this. We had Sketch and what was the other one that went out of business now? I forget the name of it. There was a few of them though. And then Figma came along and basically, I mean, I think Sketch still exists, but it's not what it was. And there was the whole Photoshop thing, but it did fill that niche in that Sketch had sort of created. And they made a really good product. And I know not everyone loves it, especially with the subscription model and other things with it, but like they did make a product that people liked. And despite making a product that people liked, like it had a polish to it, let's just say. And right now what they're doing is making a terrible thing. They're going to say it's in beta or whatever. But like you don't release something in beta that's half-baked like this, in my opinion. If you're like, it's just, this should have just been like version 1 that's like a closed alpha. This should not be like I'm curious what the closed alpha was, because I'm blown away that they thought this is something that they could make public in any way whatsoever. It really, I find the quality of it, and it's also like, it's not like, I'd understand if this was the first of its type of thing doing this, maybe there was an issue there, but it's not. They have Framer, we have Webflow, and there's many others that are visual. Oh, InVision was the one I was thinking of. Thank you, Paul. There was other there's other no-code editors that are out there that actually build a semantic website. And there's the one drawback there is to use those well, you do need to understand a little bit of HTML and CSS. And part of the problem here is just the way the Figma interface works. Like, how can we use Figma to make a website? And the problem is, like, if I come and look at this text here, this text has a typography and it has a style, and it is a paragraph style, and there's a link style, and there's these headline styles, but they're just like style sheet. Well, they're style sheets, right? They're style. It's effectively like having CSS classes for everything. And those classes are just pointing to whatever. And there's no way that when you're creating that thing, you can actually assign it what it should be. They're figuring out how to do it, which would mean that they need to add something else, right? Where you come in and you say, okay, this is the style I'm applying to it. And somewhere in their interface, you need something to say what the level, what is it? Is it a div? Is it a section? Is it an article? Is it a heading? Is it a nav? Like, these are things that as far as I can think of, the user needs to be able to do. So like I just think like this is them jumping the shark a little bit, and they launched like 4 products at the same day. And it's probably really good because I don't know if they're going public or what ever since. Are they public? I don't even know. They had the whole Adobe thing fall apart. I don't know what the end game is or whatever. And I don't know, like, this is the first party integration, so people are going to use it. And I think like I'm worried that's the thinking, is like, if we make something that works, as long as it's first party, so there's less friction, then people are going to use it and it'll be fine. But like, it's just these massively problematic sites that I think will be hard to optimize in any, like, if you just had a landing page that you're doing for something simple and you're just using a page builder anyway, there's better options out there, but I get that they can fill into some of that niche there. I think they could have done, there's a layer missing, and I'm really disappointed that Figma missed it. And I'm very on the fence of just going full on PenPot now and not doing anything with Figma anymore. I've already been sort of trending that way. For anyone who doesn't know PenPot, it's a free, that's actually a lot more linked to how CSS works as well. Like, they actually have a grid and a flexbox thing that are integrated. It's built based on the CSS spec in terms of how layout works. There's a few things you can't do, but yeah, it's kind of neat.